Spoiler alert, Tron Ares is a movie in the Tron franchise that has no apparent connection with any of the other Tron movies. It's also so bad that it makes Snow White look like a glorious masterpiece. Hey Disney, how in the world did you manage that? Let's talk about it. It's a review for the ages. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we continue to give you the news you need to know. And today we're giving you a review that you can trust. It's an honest review for Tron Ares. Click the like button and in the comments down below, tell us, have you seen this stinker yet? And are you still going to go try to see it if you have not? Before we dive in, folks, I just want to tell you that it gives me no great joy to slam movies. We've covered movies in the past and we've done a great job and we've loved them. Top Gun Maverick, we gave a 9.5 out of 10 here on the channel. Snow White got a 4 out of 10. Godzilla -1, a 10 out of 10. F1 got a 9 out of 10. Thunderbolt's a 6.5. Lilo and Stitch a 7. You get the idea, folks. Balls and strikes, balls and strikes. I believe, if I remember correctly, we gave Captain America Brave New World like a 3 out of 10. And yet it is far, far superior to Tron Ares. Now, you're going to hear reviewers all over the web tell you that the visuals are good and the soundtrack's great. And sure, the visuals are good and the soundtrack is great. But you know what? You can put that soundtrack on in your car. And you know what else? You can look at pretty CGI pictures anywhere you want. You don't have to go see this movie because a movie actually is supposed to have some kind of a story, and this does not. Let's dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the review. Tron Ares is not a good movie. It's not at all, whatsoever. Zero, nada, none. Folks, here's the skinny. I would have walked out of Tron Ares halfway through if not for the fact I was there to professionally review the thing. The film is about two CEOs who do not act anything like CEOs. They're CEOs in name only, who both are said to run giant companies. One runs a video game company founded by series favorite Flynn, but she's actually a globe-trotting techno-genius girl boss who is working on a god machine that creates anything, including life, using a laser. Does that make sense to you? She's supposed to be space paranoid whatever racers. She's a game developer, but she's also doing that. So how does it work? How does creating life using laser beams work? Shut up. That's way beyond what the script can do, say the writers. Shut up. You don't need to know that. The other CEO is a young Lex Luthor type who gets criticized by his mother at every turn. She's there to tell us what the invisible off-camera board of the business is doing, which apparently also acts and functions nothing like any corporate board you've ever heard about. Then when she tells him what the board, the invisible board, is doing, he just screams like Kylo Ren and yells at computer screens. He lives in a giant hangar where lasers create people in military vehicles. He also talks to programs, which are people, things without free will, inside a giant computer simulation. Hey, this actually has something that connects it with Tron. Iconography? Yeah, but lore? No. And characters? Oh, Lord, no. Unlike what we can already do in today's world with voice commands, our bad guy CEO is stuck typing his messages on a keyboard that are then relayed inside the grid to his program computer people. And if you know anything about characters using a keyboard in a movie to communicate, yeah, it's every bit as riveting as you might imagine. Now, folks, have I mentioned yet that our good girl CEO is also a supreme motorcycling expert who can pull off moves no human on Earth could ever attempt, even aiming her vehicle as a projectile into the bodies of super soldiers trying to kill her? And did I mention that the movie gives no foreshadowing whatsoever that she can do any of that, or that she has any talent, until she just suddenly can do it? I found what is it Ray says? I found the transistor. I don't even remember now, folks. Whatever Ray says, remember that? When she's the bestest ever. This woman is the bestest ever. The script is written in a very dumb way and assumes that the viewers are also very dumb. Even when characters are asked to explain what is going on by other characters in the movie, they almost always respond with, "There's no time for that right now." That's code from the writers that they too have no idea what's actually going on inside the movie. And in fact, I would suggest that probably those lines were inserted in post. Like, I think that those are reshoots because probably when they showed this originally to the first viewers to get their feedback, they had no idea what was going on. And then the writers, I guess, said, well, we got to insert, explanations because our audience doesn't understand it. And then probably the writers, upon attempting to do so, realized, oh, wait, we don't understand what's going on because it makes no sense. The film also explains quite frequently what just happened because, again, the writers assume the audience has a combined IQ of 47. When someone is punched, you can expect another character to say, oh man, so-and-so just got punched. In one shot of a Honda Civic driving unnecessarily fast by our anti-hero Ares, and for no apparent reason. There's no reason to be driving fast at that point. The cars on the bridge that is passing are obviously driving very slowly. And that's so the illusion can be made that the Civic is going quickly. Now, Hollywood does this all the time. This is a very typical trick. You have other cars drive at 10 miles an hour. You have a driver that's doing the production shoot drive at 30 or 35 miles an hour. They're passing, they're weaving, right? And then you speed that up in post to make it look like they were driving a normal speed and the heroes were driving a crazy fast speed. But in reality, nobody was ever in danger. You get the idea. However, I know how they did this scene this time because the cars traveling in the other lane on the bridge are driving at the normal speed, which means that they too are driving at the same speed as the hero car traveling at ridiculous velocity. Thus, it destroys the illusion. And why do I bring that up? I want you to understand that in every possible way, this movie is bad. The entire purpose of the movie is to have our CEO spy kids duke it out and yell at their computer screens as they attempt to get the permanence code. That will allow their ultra-fast 3D print models to stick around for more than a half hour. That's the MacGuffin. Whoever gets that code can keep their super soldiers from melting into Minecraft lava blocks. In the process, the bad CEO sucks the good CEO into the computer world where she convinces anti-hero Ares to get some free will because he saw rain one time and thought he might like to feel that stuff land on his skin. And yes, I'm not making that up. That is literally the plot, and that is literally why Ares first decides that he wants to have free will. How do you decide you want to have free will? Who even knows? But it's because he saw rain. He saw rain, like raindrops, and thus he had to get free will. So Ares and the good CEO, they escape together, and she sends him into an 80s cameo world for a little philosophical chatter with the dude, member Barry time, dressed as Force Awakens Luke. While this is happening, Athena, who is Ares' right-hand Bond girl villain, decides to grab Galaga. Galaga is the video game. To grab a Galaga ship. You guys remember Galaga from the 80s, the arcade machine? To grab a Galaga ship and slowly hover it over the city to kidnap good CEO. By the way, this Galaga ship, I think it could actually outrun Thrawn's ship in Ahsoka. But, folks, do not be worried. For good CEO hatches a brilliant plan to buy time for another character to hack the bad guy's network and save the day. I'm not going to tell you any of these characters' names because they're not noteworthy, but also, I'm not going to tell you the hacker's name who actually saves the day and saves the world and is the protagonist of the movie because he gets an entire 5 minutes of screen time. Yeah, the savior of the world, the person who saves the day. It's not our heroes. I don't know what. If you took them out of the movie, the ending's still the same. Think about that. If you took good CEO girl and Ares out of this movie, the hacker would still figure out that Dillinger, the bad guy, is doing bad guy stuff, would have still hacked into his computer system and still shut it down and saved the day. And nothing we watched in the movie had any impact other than hacker guy who gets 5 minutes of screen time. Now, while this is happening, while hacker is saving the day, good CEO's brilliant plan for how to get the giant Galaga ship away is not to get back on a motorcycle, which we've learned she can Evel Knievel in a second, but rather she decides to go into the streets of the city she's in and slowly run around in the open with a speed that makes Ezra Miller look like an Olympic sprinter. Seriously, that's the plan. Our genius, globetrotting, techno wizard, motorcycling stunt expert who can bring to life biological beings using a laser beam. Her grand plan in the end of the movie to be the decoy is to run in the middle of the street slowly. The movie ends with the hacker guy we know nothing about, causing every bad guy to evaporate like a targeted Thanos snap, which of course means our main protagonists had nothing to do with anything in the movie in a meaningful way. Too bad the writers were unable to figure that out. Tron Ares is a pointless, joyless, monochromatic mess that breaks its own rules every 30 seconds, and whose characters inside the world can't even explain what the heck is going on. It's painful to watch, and even mindlessly eating popcorn is insulted by what's on screen because you would be better served eating said popcorn while staring at a pet rock. I am genuinely shocked. I am shocked that anything with this kind of a budget could actually be released this poorly conceived from beginning to end. This is an insult to 9 Inch Nails, who put forth a great effort. It is an insult to the CGI artists who were forced to work on this thing. This is a terrible movie. There is not a single believable character. Nothing in the story is relatable in the slightest. And the Minecraft movie with Jack Black had deeper logic in how its world functions. It is an abomination to the other films in its franchise. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving the lowest review score that I have ever given in the last 5 years on this channel or on thatparkplace.com or anywhere else that I have been professionally doing this sort of thing. Tron Ares gets a 1.5 out of 10. It is an awful movie, which will only surprise some people and make them think that they like it, perhaps a few, because it's pretty to look at and it has good audio. But behind that veneer is a stinking shell of a franchise, robbed and hijacked from what it was intended to be. It's another Girl Boss movie. It's another Ray, this time in the Tron world. Folks, click the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, I apologize. I don't like doing reviews like these. This isn't something I enjoy. I don't like sitting through terrible movies. I don't like slamming something that people have made, but I don't have any choice on this one. It's bad. All right, until the next time, we've got more stuff on the way. Do not fret, not yet, for more content is coming later today. Folks, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Okay, a little bit of this here.
What are you two doing? You better not be sending Marvel another bot campaign demanding they bring back She-Hulk.
That was only like 17 times. Now we're way past that now.
So then, what are you going to do today then?
We're sending Pedro Pascal love letters. You know, low-level stuff.
What?
Okay, wait.
I've been betrayed.
Why would you do that? He already gets the wrong message from everyone.
Well, he needs more sizzle in his life.
Okay. You know there's even some lines even for you?
They're called borders. They're negotiable. Putin told me, "Listen to me, Yachbite. In Mother Ruski, we draw in pencil to correct, mistakes." But no, these letters aren't from me per se.
They're from Jonas.
Jonas, yeah.
I'm calling WDW Pro right now. You know what? I hope Jonas sues you for this.
Do you think we should tell Floral about this cease and desist letter he received from some weird soup-obsessed man? Maybe we could tell people to like, share, and subscribe. Then we could really let this play out.
Use the codes to play 4 teachers, baby.
Yeah. Like Democrats.